Hello! Welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Carole and Tuesday, episode 19. So, last episode, Tuesday had an interview with that reporter, I can't remember his name, the one who's been investigating her mother, and the campaign manager, who definitely will do anything it takes in order to win a campaign, because we just saw that in this episode. He and Tuesday's mother were talking, and she's asking him, what do we do next now that things seem to be moving, getting better, because I think they were 4 points behind her competitor. And he said not to worry, he already had something in place. Also asked about her son, and she's like, whatever problems are going on between me and my family don't really matter when it comes to the campaign, so let's not even talk about it. It's like one of the 2 times they showed them together. But the focus of the episode was on Tuesday and the reporter. She asked him some questions first. She had her notebook and had some questions for him. And then he interviewed her. And as they were getting ready to leave, this weather plant was blown up. This was the plan that the campaign manager was talking about. They had set it up so that it would look like refugees had blown up this weather plant, so that people would be more on board with her idea of cutting off contact with Earth and keeping refugees out of Mars. So you know what's going to happen. People are going to jump on board, and then the whole thing's going to go down. It can't be good for Carole. I mean, she was in a refugee camp, and she even said on Mars Brightest that she was a refugee, or at least in a refugee camp. So I can't imagine it's going to be good for her. I mean, people are still going to like their music, but there's going to be a lot of jerks out there who are going to try to do something to her. Not that she can't take care of herself, but it's going to get a bit dangerous if it does. Anyway, the reporter got Tuesday out of there. And I believe sometime during the interview, or even the second interview, Tuesday started getting a crush on this guy. And kept doing interviews to see him. And then he basically ran out of paper in his notebook, and he's one of the only people that uses it nowadays. So few people actually use notebooks in this time that they don't even really make them anymore. He said they're really hard to find. But since Tuesday uses them as well, he asked that if she sees any to let him know, so that he can go and buy some more. And on the way home from that interview, she finds a shop that actually had some, so she goes and buys one, wraps it all up, and is going to go and give it to him as like a gift. She tells Carole that she hadn't really thanked him for helping her out during the explosion. So it was it's supposed to be like a thank you gift. But I'm pretty sure she had some other intentions as well, because she gets to the place that they usually meet to do their interviews, and she sees him with some other woman, and on a date, and They end up kissing, and then she gets really upset about it, not even giving him the notebook. She just kind of walks off and just walks around the city. Carole had to go and find her. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure pretty positive she had a crush on the guy. And it didn't turn out too well. We had a little update on Angela and her stalker. They went to go see, what was his name, Aaron? He survived the attempted murder. Very banged up and does not want to see her anymore. He doesn't want to have to deal with this stalker. I don't think she really cares too much. Like, not about the fact that he got injured, but about, the fact that he's like, get away from me and all this and that. She didn't seem too interested in the guy anyway. So, plus he was going to use her to, bump up his reputation. Pretty much all he was going to use her for. And as they're in the car, her and her mother leaving, she starts going on about how he's just the stalker is a nuisance, and starts going off on him, and doesn't know how he's learning all this information about her. It's pretty obvious how he's learning the information. He's using all the cameras that are around this city to spy on her. Pretty sure even at this day and age in this series, people still hack cameras, so I don't know how they can't be thinking about that, especially since they have a camera in the car, and he heard everything that she said and started texting her phone, basically threatening her. That's about all we had for that. Erdogan and Tao are still trying to agree on what direction the song should go in. Erdogan is saying that it's not Erdogan enough. And Tao is saying that it's too much. So they're still trying to come to an agreement on how the song should be. I don't know if they'll come to a compromise or not. They most likely will, but it's going to take a while. They're not used to working together, and Tao was still kind of upset about what he said in that interview. So, I don't know. But that's about it, yeah. So let's get into this episode and see what they're in for this time. Excuse me. So, video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.